Mm-hmm. There you go. A couple minutes and my guy will be on and we'll go through a mentoring session now. Hola. Hey buddy, how you doing? Can't hear your volume right now. There you go. How you doing? Hey buddy, I can't see your camera or hear your voice. There you go.
Boss, you can hear me now?
I can hear you. I can't see you. Let me see you.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to turn on the video now.
There you go.
Okay, yes,
How you doing?
I'm great, boss. How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
So let me step out. It's you look good.
Thank you, man.
You've been working out?
Yeah. I just got home, actually. Just got home. So, you're up in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm Toronto.
Good. How's it going?
It's okay. It's pretty good. I started working with some Keller Williams boys here, and I'm in the process of getting licensed. So I'm just calling for them, and just call their leads and everything. And I've got about 3 listings actually. No, I say 3. We have another one on Monday from the callings that I've been doing. So it's pretty good. So I got some really let's say some wholesale leads from one of them. And he gave it to me. So I don't know what to do with it. Then I thought about maybe looking looking for a text message platform or something that I can, just create all of them.
Well, hold on one second. I just broke my camera. That was tragedy just struck. Let me fix this really quick. There you go. I accidentally pushed my camera out of its slot. So I just want to make sure I heard you right. You said that essentially your team lead's going to give you a bunch of old sales leads. Is that what I heard?
No, he gave me not a team lead. It's just one of them. He gave me the leads.
Okay.
Like some of them that they've called, like some people that they live that they can't sell because the prices are too low or some areas. So he gave it to me if I can find buyers. And I found 2 buyers out here, like investors. So I'm trying to I want to know how to convert those leads, and what document to use. I don't know if you've done wholesales before, to just because I'm not licensed, I can practice now, but I want to make money with those leads. So I just think maybe, and I have 2 investors. They asked me to look for property in some areas, but I just want to know the right documents using,
Yeah. So wholesale documents aren't like a standard contract. So you can write your own wholesale document. Sometimes companies, companies that do a lot of wholesale deals, they probably have an attorney draft a 1-page document that says, I guess this is an interesting question too, is are you trying to wholesale? Are you trying to be the interim holder, or does your investor want to do the wholesaling?
It's the investor.
Yeah.
I just want to be in the meeting so I can maybe look for properties, then look for investors who want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Those people.
The way to do it.
We buy bad properties or something.
So I'm assuming that you already have a commission agreement with your investor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The buyer, yeah.
Okay. So that's step 1. Step 2 is how do you find the homes that he can buy, kind of thing. And then step 3 to that process, the last piece of this is finding the people that want to buy the homes he's trying to wholesale. You get what I'm saying? So you need the front side to front load it, you need the back end to back load it.
Actually, it's none of my business with how he's gonna sell the property.
Yeah.
Mine is to find the property.
That's not how wholesaling works. It is your business. You only get paid when the deal closes. A wholesale only closes when his back end transaction goes away. If he doesn't find a buyer for it, then that deal never closes and you never get paid and you just wasted your time. So yeah, it is your business, right? If this isn't a real wholesale, if he's just looking for bottom feeder prices and he wants to buy low and then hold for a while and sell, that's not wholesaling.
Exactly. That's what those investors are doing. They might own it, they might, renovate it, but try to fix it up and sell it later. My own is just to be maybe have some certain contract with the seller, give them my own contract, the price they're gonna sell it, and I can add little amount to it and give it to the investor that I'm selling it to. So that's not wholesaling.
No, I think you're confusing it a little bit. I think you're confusing.
What do we call that?
So I'm having a hard time understanding you because you're breaking in and out. But what you just said, actually, you said 2 different things. So let me understand what you're trying to say. You want to find homes that your investors can buy, flip, and then sell when they're done, correct?
Yes.
Then all you have to go do is go knock on doors of homes that look like crappy homes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it. I mean, or you can make Facebook ads, you can make social media ads or Google ads. But the thing is, there's big companies that are spending hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising already, trying to do this and buying as low as possible. And the only difference is that they have a bunch of fees involved, where investors can get a little bit more of a cut rate or a little bit better deal for the actual seller. And you have to find those deals, and you're not the only person knocking on their door is the deal. So you have to be quick and you have to be, continually doing that. That's if I was looking to find a bunch of sellers, or a bunch of homes that my buyers could buy. The way I would do it is I would find a target area of a low income area, and I would walk around and I'd find the crappiest looking homes and I'd go knock on all the doors.
You just understand me now, because that's what I'm saying. I have this list of low income area property in those areas. Let's say in the whole of Toronto or Mississauga that I'm in right now.
Where at?
It's about the tallest property right now in the PO region here is about 1 point something, 900, 800. So, but the area that I got, the leads that I have now is in Brownsford, and they have property for about 300, 250 over there. So that's the leads he gave me, because they can't find, they can't find anything. Nobody really wants to live in that place. Well, I want to create the script, instead calling them or texting them.
Knock on their door.
Oh yeah.
Because how are you going to acquire their phone number or their email address without a bunch of overhead that may or may not help you? So you can find tax records and you can write a letter. Might be a good option for you, like type out a letter and then hand sign it and then leave it in their mailbox or leave it on their front door for them if they're not home.
I have the address, I have the name, I have the phone number.
You do have their phone number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have their phone number. So I was thinking of looking for a platform. If there's a platform to text them, because I know some boys in Arizona do that. They do texting or whatever. So I was thinking of trying to call them, and the one that don't pick up, call them for like a week. I have about 3,200 or something leads. So if I call them, if the ones that pick up, I'll filter them. The one that don't pick up, maybe I'll text them instead of me driving around, to go check them out.
So email, the best email platform I would use MailChimp. No, you don't have emails?
No email platform? No.
Yeah.
The only platform I have here that I'm using with this place is Mojo. So
I would use so if I were you and I had their email addresses, I would be sending out email campaigns, and the best email platform for that is MailChimp. And then for text messages, I'm not sure of any specific company. I know there's a lot of companies though that you can send text messages for maybe fractions of a penny or something like that. It's very inexpensive, but I've never used them, so I don't know any that I can really recommend.
One is called Launchpad.
Okay.
Or Launch Control. You can text about 50,000 people in a month.
Wow.
And it costs 200 or something monthly. So I use that, but I kind of like have everything lined up, but before doing it, I was like consulting you, maybe ask you if there's any info that you get, to add to it. I told you like you do flipping, or you do wholesaling, or you do what I'm trying to do to on the side. That's what I'm asking.
But no, there's no trick to it. I mean, I guess I'm not understanding what you're asking me, man.
Oh yeah, no, what I'm asking, what I actually need is the contract. Like,
you have to write that on your own. Get with your guys especially the buyer, the guy that's buying the home, and have him pay a real estate attorney $400 to draft a one-page contract for that. Because if you're not going to be using your standard real estate form, you can use whatever you want. You're just taking these people to title, and you're having a binding agreement on paper that you give to the title company, and I can't advise you on how that's going to be worded. You have to do that on your own, or have a real estate attorney do that.
I'll just have to use a lawyer.
Yeah, I think they're like $400 is like a standard contract development. I think is about a fee, so it should
I was
be.
thinking of myself or looking for a lawyer, so now I'll have to go through it because I don't even want to do anything with the buyer or seller. I want to have my own contract to present to both of them, so I can get my money and everything stuff.
Well, so that's why I think you're a little bit confused, dude. Is that turns it back into a wholesale deal?
Oh yeah.
Because look, if you're representing a buyer who wants to buy this house at $200,000, let's say that, right? And you find this guy who owns a home and he'll sell it to you for $180,000, right?
Yes.
You put it under contract. You put it under a wholesale contract or an assignee contract is what that's called. Then you sell that contract for $200,000 to your investor. Then there's no commission paid. There is no anything, you're not tied into the deal, and you walk away with that delta, which in this example is $20,000. Does that make more sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
That's how I would be doing it. I'll give you an example of a deal I did in March, I think is what it was. One of my neighbors, they had this investment property. They hadn't ever been here. They had basically been gifted it when somebody in their family died. So this house needed to be updated. It was just a burden for them. And I knew somebody who would pay $185,000 for the house, but I was able to tell the guy who owned the home originally, hey, I'll buy it from you for $110,000. And he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you for $110,000. So I put it under contract. Cody Lures did. And I turned around to my investor, the buyer, and I said, I will sell you this contract for $185,000 because he's going to go and put $50,000 or $40,000 into it and sell it for $300,000, right? So everybody gets to make money in this picture. And that's what you're trying to do.
The question now is, when you want to sell the contract to the buyer, the investor, the buyer, will you let him know the amount it's on the contract already, the amount you buy?
Right? You locked it up, right? You're under contract, right? They want to make money, and they're not trying to cut you out. They're not trying to say, oh, we could make that extra money too. They're saying, oh, we could still make this amount of money, right? If we have to spend this much money to make this much money, that's what we got to do. So very rarely, especially if you have a good relationship with somebody, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen, but if you have a good relationship and you have that home under contract, that doesn't matter. I don't say, hey guys, I got it under contract at $100,000, I'll sell it to you for $200,000, but I do say, hey, I have a contract and I'll sell it to you. And then when they say, can we see all the documents? I say, of course, and I present it. I don't hide anything. You know what I mean? Because they know it. They know you're making money. You wouldn't do it if it cost you money, you wouldn't do it, right? So they know you're making money, and that's fine.
Okay, you just got my question right, and you answered it right. That's what I want to know. And I want to know if it was wholesaling or just normal deals, but it's wholesaling. So
wholesaling is where you make more money. You have less risk. You can make your money in 10 days. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. It's tough to do. I mean, you have to put out volume. You're going to have to, you go through the laps, but it's worth it. And like I said, there's companies that put out 100 plus offers a day, 100 and 150 offers a day. Maybe only 2 of them get accepted, and maybe only 1 of those gets sold to the actual buyer type of thing. So there's leg work, but you can make money.
Exactly. Because I'm trying to, all these leads, I want to be getting a lot of just leads, just that.
Then what you need to do is you need to get these people in your funnel, right? You already have them in your funnel, essentially. We need to get them to your next layer in the funnel. So what you need to do is you need to reach out to every single one of them with a text message or an email or something of that form with the call to action and an offer, so some value. So that's going to say, hey, let me tell you how much your home is worth. Or, hey, let me tell you how much money you're losing by still living in your home right now. Or something of that value, something that's free. And then they want to say, okay, I will. And they read this thing from you, or they set up a phone call with you, or they set up a meeting with you, whatever that call to action is that you want them to do. You have them do that. And then if they're real people, you say, I'll buy your home for this number. Yeah. And that's your sales funnel process. And then you always have these people in your database. You have a CRM, whatever CRM that is. It sounds like you said, what are you using? Kaboom, or what did you have?
We use Mojo
Mojo,
here.
yeah. So you just put them in there, and then you always have them. It's okay, take your time.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So I start working on it, and I'll have a lawyer, draft the contract, and maybe I can send it to you so you can check it out too later.
I can send you my wholesale contract and
Okay.
don't use it word for word, but you can use it as a template and model it, and then I would still encourage you to show that to an attorney or somebody someone in your area that can say, yeah, this is good. But I can get you started. I'll send that over to you.
All right. Thanks, boss. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. Okay, man. Well, how's everything else going?
Everything else is fine. I'm settling in. Just got a new place and I just bought a new BMW.
Nice.
Just just rearranging myself, trying to get myself and ready stuff for class. So we're about to get a license as soon as everything is done. There.
You're gonna get licensed? I thought it doesn't it take like a year or something like that in Canada, or how does that work?
It takes like 2 years.
Oh,
It's just like Arizona. When Arizona give you 1 year to complete your classes. So that's what we thought. I thought it was gonna take like the whole of 2 years, but I can do it within 3 months, within 4 months. It depends on how fast I am.
your rate. So, are you gonna sign with EXP? You gonna license up with EXP again up there?
Of course.
Good. But you're in Toronto. I have a client in Alberta that I need to refer to somebody out there. But I think you're probably 5 hours away from Alberta, aren't you?
I can travel. If there's any deal down there, I'll travel. If there's anything to go to, I'll travel.
Okay. Well, let me know when you got it going and we'll go, all right?
Right, boss. Right. If I have any bills, any business or any deal in Arizona, I'll send it your way too.
Yeah, please do, man.
Right, boss.
Thank you, buddy.
Right, appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
All right.